Have you ever wondered what truly makes a relationship unforgettable? It goes beyond just the physical. It's about deeply understanding your partner's needs and desires. Today, we're uncovering 5 secret positions that don't just enhance pleasure, but also create a stronger, more intimate bond between you and your partner. Hey there, fellow warrior. Just like we face life's challenges with courage and resilience, we can bring that same stoic strength into our relationships. Stoicism teaches us to push through adversity and grow stronger, and that applies to intimacy too. By mastering these positions, you're not only focusing on pleasure, but also building a connection where doubt fades and your inner strength shines. Let's dive into these 5 Stoic-inspired positions that go beyond the physical, helping you build both emotional and physical closeness. Prepare to feel inspired, empowered, and ready to elevate your connection to the next level. Before we dive in, just take a quick moment to check if you're subscribed to the channel. We've got a series of upcoming videos packed with tips to help you improve your life. So, let's get started with the first one. So how can you make sure that every intimate moment with your partner is unforgettable? Well, let's start with one of the most comforting and satisfying positions out there: spooning. You know, it's not just about physical pleasure. This position is also perfect for building a deeper emotional connection. Picture this: both of you lying on your sides, with you nestled right behind your partner. It's intimate, cozy, and gives you the chance to be incredibly close. It's like a safe space where you can feel each other's presence and heartbeat. This position allows you to stimulate both the G-spot and the clitoris at the same time, which not only increases pleasure for your partner, but also makes you feel more connected emotionally. It's one of those moments where you feel completely in sync with your partner. Let me ask you, have you ever felt that sense of closeness in an embrace that just makes you feel safe and understood? That's exactly what spooning brings into your intimate life. It's not just a position, it's a way to say, "I'm here with you, I've got you." This level of connection goes beyond words, strengthening your bond on both a physical and emotional level. Speaking of observations, have you ever noticed how some women with bigger hips tend to have smaller breasts, or how it often seems to go the other way around? It's one of those interesting things we don't think about much but see all the time. There's actually research that shows these little differences, just like how studies have shown that redheads, for example, often have more frequent sexual experiences. Crazy, right? It just goes to show that intimacy and attraction are full of surprises. Now let's get back to why spooning is such a game changer. When it comes to hitting the right spots, this position is perfect for stimulating a woman's G-spot. You have easy access to the lower wall of the vagina, which is packed with nerve endings. It's a sensitive area, and with the closeness that spooning provides, you can easily stimulate the clitoris at the same time. It's like giving your partner double the pleasure, and trust me, she'll appreciate the attention to detail. And here's the thing: spooning isn't just about the physical act. It's about being present, showing care, and really paying attention to what your partner needs in that moment. It's about being in tune with each other's desires and creating an atmosphere of trust and closeness. So next time you're looking to bring that extra level of connection to your intimate moments, give spooning a try. It's simple, effective, and creates a bond that goes beyond just the physical. All right, now let's dive into the second position, which is a real favorite for many: doggy style. It's especially popular with people between the ages of 35 and 44, but let's be honest, people of all ages can appreciate the benefits of this one. In this position, the woman is on all fours, while her partner enters from behind. What makes it so appealing? For one, it gives both partners a lot of flexibility. The woman can control the depth and angle to find what feels best for her, and the partner behind has a great view and angle for deeper penetration. And let's not forget, this position has a universal appeal. Surveys show that it's a top choice in many parts of the world. It's easy to see why. It combines physical pleasure with a sense of connection. But here's the kicker: 8 out of 10 women admit that playful teasing or exchanging playful insults during sex can really spice things up. It adds that extra bit of fun and excitement. making the experience not just physically satisfying but also mentally engaging. Now here's a fascinating fact. There are actually rare cases where some women are born with a smaller vagina, or even without one altogether. It's a condition that affects about 1 in 5,000 women. It's a reminder of how unique everyone's bodies are and why understanding your partner's preferences and sensitivities is so important. Every woman's experience with pleasure is different, which brings us to another way to enhance intimacy: knowing and responding to your partner's unique needs. Speaking of spicing things up, have you ever considered having sex while standing? It's a great way to mix things up if you're looking for something different. Not only does it help you last longer, but it can also help your partner reach orgasm faster due to the different angles and sensations it creates. And did you know that a woman can reach orgasm in just 4 minutes of focused effort? Pretty impressive, right? Of course, during regular intercourse, it might take a bit longer, up to 20 minutes or so. But the key is knowing how to get there. Now, let's tie this back to the philosophy of Stoicism. You might be wondering how on earth Stoicism relates to this, but it's all about being mindful and present in each moment. Stoicism teaches us to understand ourselves and our emotions, but it also reminds us to be aware of the needs and feelings of others. In this case, understanding your partner's body, what feels good and how they respond to different sensations, is an act of mindfulness. It's about being present in the moment, paying attention, and adapting to what works best for both of you. Stoicism is about mastering control over oneself, and intimacy isn't much different. It's not just about physical pleasure but also emotional awareness and connection. When you're mindful of your partner's needs and communicate openly, it builds trust, strengthens your bond, and creates a more fulfilling relationship. Think about it. When you're fully present and in tune with your partner, the experience becomes more than just physical. It turns into an opportunity to connect on a deeper level. In doggy style, while it might seem like the focus is purely physical, it's also a chance to explore your partner's responses and discover new ways to increase pleasure. So, next time you try this position, pay attention to how your partner moves, breathes, and responds. It's these little things that can make all the difference. All right. Now we're in the middle of our journey through the 5 key positions, and this is where things get even more interesting. You see, when it comes to truly satisfying your partner, understanding her sensitive spots is crucial. It's not just about going through the motions, it's about paying attention to what makes her feel good. When you take the time to explore and try new ways to increase her pleasure, you're showing her that you genuinely care. This attention and focus not only boost her excitement, but also deepen your emotional connection. Let's pause for a second. Did you know that most men feel more sexually aroused in the morning? That's right. There's a reason why many couples find themselves drawn to intimacy first thing in the day. And here's something surprising. After fingers and vibrators, candles are one of the most commonly used objects by women during intimate moments. It's fascinating how creativity can come into play when exploring pleasure. Now let's talk about fantasies for a moment. For women under 25, oral sex tends to top the list of their most common fantasies. That might not come as a surprise, but it does highlight how preferences can change across different age groups and why it's so important to know what your partner enjoys. Next, position number 3. This is one of the most widely practiced positions, the classic missionary. Some might think it's basic, but there's a reason this position is so popular around the world, especially among heterosexual couples. Studies show that women, particularly in the UK, love missionary because it offers closeness, intimacy, and a feeling of protection. It allows for full-body contact, which can create a sense of warmth and security. What's even better is that when this position is done at a diagonal angle, it can actually help stimulate the clitoris, making it easier for women to reach orgasm. Speaking of orgasms, did you know that some women find it difficult to reach climax during penetration because their clitoris is located further from the vaginal opening? It's one of those small anatomical differences that can have a big impact on pleasure. But with the right techniques and positions, you can still find ways to make her experience incredibly satisfying. And here's some good news for men over 50. While it's easy to think that the best days of intimacy might be behind you, that's far from the truth. With a little creativity and understanding, satisfying sexual experiences can continue for years to come. It's all about knowing your partner, keeping communication open, and being willing to try new things. All right, before we jump back in, if you're finding this helpful, hit that like button. It helps YouTube share this with more men who need it, and it keeps the content coming. It's quick, free, and it makes a real difference. Thanks. Let's get back to it. All right, we've now reached the fourth position in our discussion, and this one is all about giving control to your partner. We're talking about the cougar position, where the woman is on top of the man. Now, what makes this position so special is the level of control it offers her. She has the freedom to set the pace, whether she wants to move slowly to build tension or speed things up for more excitement. This is a great position for her to explore her own pleasure at her own rhythm. Being on top also means she can determine how deep the penetration goes. She can adjust her angle and even stimulate her clitoris with her hands or by positioning her body just right, creating the perfect amount of friction. And let's not forget that while she's in control, the man isn't just a passive participant. He can use his hands to touch her breasts or guide her movements, which adds an extra layer of intimacy and excitement. This position really puts her in the spotlight, allowing her to take charge of the experience. Now, before we move on to more tips, let's reflect on something that might surprise you. Did you know that 80% of women don't end up marrying the person they love the most? Instead, they often marry someone who is ready to commit at the right time. It's an interesting fact that highlights how timing, more than passion, often plays a key role in long-term relationships. It's one of those life realities that can seem unfair. But like the Stoics would say, it's not what happens to us, but how we respond to it that matters. Relationships are complex, and sometimes the choices we make are based on circumstances, not just feelings. And speaking of complexities, let's talk about intimacy for a moment. When it comes to anal sex, it's important to make sure everything is prepared and comfortable. Ensuring the area is clean by using water, neutral soap, or even an enema beforehand can make the experience much smoother and more enjoyable. But here's something even more fascinating. Women's sexual drive can be more sensitive to changes compared to men's. This means that factors like mood, stress, or even changes in the relationship dynamic can influence her desire. Women who have sex at least once a week, studies suggest, tend to feel happier, more feminine, and yes, even more beautiful. Regular intimacy can boost her confidence and sense of well-being. Now here's an interesting twist. On average, women are often attracted to older men. Why? Because it subconsciously signals experience and stability. It's as if maturity and wisdom offer a sense of security that many women find appealing. And while we're on the subject of attraction, there's a little-known technique that can help women reach orgasm faster. It's called the alignment technique. It's like missionary, but with a slight adjustment. The woman keeps her legs together while the man's legs are apart. This increases pressure during penetration, creating more body contact, which amplifies her pleasure. Plus, the man can press her hips against him for even more intense sensations. If we take a Stoic approach to these intimate moments, it's all about being present and aware of your partner's needs. Marcus Aurelius taught that self-control and mindfulness are key to living a good life, and the same can be applied to relationships. By focusing on your partner's pleasure and being attentive, you're cultivating a deeper connection built on mutual respect and care. Speaking of attraction, did you know that when a woman is into someone, she might lick her lips more often to make them look shinier and more appealing? It's one of those subconscious signs of attraction that happens without us even realizing it. And here's another thought-provoking fact. Some women might engage in oral sex because of the thrill it gives them to see their partner's reaction. In some cases, it could even be a subtle sign of emotional distance, as they seek excitement from someone new. Life, much like relationships, is full of mysteries, and it's important to stay curious, always learning more about yourself and your partner. Just like in Stoicism, where self-awareness is a key virtue, in intimacy, knowing yourself and your partner leads to stronger connections. Now, here's something unexpected. Did you know that some people can actually experience an orgasm while exercising? It happens due to repetitive movements and friction. And interestingly enough, mature women over 40 often find it easier to reach orgasm compared to younger women. In fact, women over 40 are more likely to initiate a kiss before sex, while younger women tend to do so afterward. So, as we move through life, remember that intimacy evolves, just like everything else. It's all about staying in tune with your partner, adapting, and continuing to explore what works best for both of you. Now, we've reached the final position of the video, the screw position. This one is a must-try if you're looking to intensify your experience and build an even stronger connection with your partner. In the screw position, the man has full control over the depth and rhythm of penetration, but the woman gets to enjoy heightened sensations by keeping her legs raised. She lies on her back with her legs straight up, crossing them at the ankles. This creates a unique angle that not only makes penetration deeper, but also enhances the friction between your bodies, increasing pleasure for both partners. The man can hold her legs in place, giving her stability while allowing him to guide the movement. And this position can lead to one of the most satisfying moments: shared orgasm. The intensity and closeness it creates are unmatched, making it one of those positions that strengthen both the emotional and physical bond between you. But let's not forget, physical intimacy is about more than just positions. It's about understanding each other's desires and truly caring for one another's pleasure. When a man is genuinely in love, he can't help but talk about the woman he loves with his friends. And when he takes the time to explore her body, whether it's by licking her vagina or playing with her nipples, he's showing that he cares deeply about her satisfaction. This level of attentiveness goes beyond just physical touch. It reflects emotional investment too. Did you know that when a woman is attracted to someone, she might naturally lower her voice? It's these subtle cues that make the dance of attraction so fascinating. And speaking of attraction, women often respond very positively to having their breasts caressed before penetration. It might seem simple, but next time you're with a woman, try it out. You'll see how this small gesture can make her melt for you, drawing you both closer together. Plus, oral sex often tops the list as a favorite form of foreplay. It's a chance for both partners to focus on each other's pleasure in a deeply intimate way. Women know their sexuality is one of their strongest assets, and for men, knowing how to use their hands, especially the left hand, can be a game changer in the bedroom. The key is understanding your partner's body and knowing what makes her tick. This brings us to a crucial point. Understanding your partner's unique preferences is the foundation of a strong, satisfying relationship. It's not just about trying different positions, but about tuning in to what makes your partner feel good. Think of it as having a map to her pleasure zones. Once you know what works, you can take that knowledge and build even more enjoyable experiences. It's this shared understanding that fosters connection, trust, and deeper intimacy in the long run. Now let's take a step back and think about this from a Stoic perspective. In life, the strongest relationships are the ones built on resilience and mutual effort, just like Stoic philosophy teaches us. The Stoics believed that perseverance in the face of challenges leads to true strength and success. This applies to intimacy too. Every relationship will face its ups and downs, but those who continue to invest in their connection even when times get tough are the ones who experience the deepest bonds. It's about showing up time and time again for your partner and for yourself. Just like in Stoicism, where we view challenges as opportunities to grow, we should approach our relationships with the same mindset. Every moment, whether it's intimate or not, is a chance to strengthen the bond between you and your partner. So, the next time you're in the bedroom, think about how you can bring not just physical pleasure, but emotional connection to the forefront. Whether you're trying out a new position like the screw, or just taking time to explore each other's desires, remember that true satisfaction comes from the deeper connection you build together. And as Stoicism reminds us, when we face challenges head-on, when we commit to growing with our partner, there's nothing we can't achieve together. Let's continue on this path of resilience, intimacy, and growth. As we finish up, I want to say it's been great sharing these thoughts on Stoicism and how we can use it in our everyday lives. I hope you found these ideas helpful for building stronger connections with your partner. Remember, real strength comes from understanding each other and communicating openly. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Your support means a lot. And together, let's journey towards a life filled with positivity and meaningful connections. See you in the next video.